Hi Gemini, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your October 31st, 2020 full moon reading. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be located in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from your body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. All right. Let's let the bulls sing. As we move your Moonology and your Queen of the Moon cards over to the side. These will be layered on top of the tarot at the end to really give Luna, to really give the moon a voice of her own. And let's see what the tarot has to say. Gemini. How will Gemini be affected by the October 31st, 2020 full moon? How will Gemini be affected by the October 31st, 2020 full moon? How will Gemini be affected by the October 31st, 2020 full moon? How will Gemini be affected by the October 31st, 2020 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. These ones right here. Awesome. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Ooh, goodness. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Awesome. Oh, you have 3 bonus cards. Quite intense. That's lovely. Put those over there. Fantastic. All right, now the left-hand side, this is your inner self. The middle is your heart, your emotional self. The right-hand side is the public arena, the public self. So let me actually move these here. Less cumbersome. There we go. Doesn't block your line of sight. Fantastic. Okay. And then, of course, you have the bonus cards. Now I have the moon all laid out here for us to discuss. And then let's see what the cards have to say. The 10 of Cups. I love that. You're moving towards, and they all live happily ever after. And I feel, just from the singing bowl, you've been working really hard with claiming and strengthening your voice. I'm just going to take a moment to talk about the energy that was felt here. And there are times where you are really leading with your heart. And this is what you want. You want, and they all live happily ever after. I mean, who doesn't? Who says, no, that's not me? You know, everybody wants that fairy tale. However, that fairy tale is incorporated and encapsulated within their lives. So here, there is a sense of a blessing coming, but there's also a sense of a working towards that blessing. It doesn't come from sitting back eating chips. And it doesn't come here from losing your voice or losing your heart's path. That's going to be something that's astoundingly important to you during this time, and astoundingly what you are embracing. And then we have the Queen of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The Two of Pentacles, there's a lot to balance here. And you have the Page of Wands. So you have here the Queen and the student coming forward. You have here kind of the master, the one who knows it all, and the one who is learning, coming forward in the public arena. And that's a really powerful position to have. I like that. Then you have the Emperor. So strong Aries energy within this reading, a time frame of March 21st to April 19th. The Page of Cups, again, student energy coming forward, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Then you have the Ace of Wands, a gift that you are most definitely taking when you have the moon coming through. Now this moon is so cool because this full moon hasn't been seen in 19 years. It is a full moon that happens on Samhain, on Halloween. It happens it happens to be a blue moon, okay? And it is a full moon in Taurus, and it leads to a full moon in Gemini, which is going to be very beneficial and very much calling you to the embrace of answers, understanding, passions, and powers. So here we have the Four of Wands. We have creative energy coming forward. We have happiness. We have joy. We have a coming together of what we desire. This is a happiness that cannot be denied. This can be, looking at things. This can be, deciding how you're going to move forward, looking towards the future and looking towards like a house, there's just all this prosperity coming forward. And it's like, it's a stable rooting is what I'm seeing. So I see that as a house. I see it as setting down roots. It's also like planting a tree. This could also be new job opportunities coming your way. Then you have the world. The world is opening up to you in a way that you hadn't realized or that you hadn't expected. But you're going to see that everything that you thought, like, oh, I could never do that. It's not something that you have absolutely no talent in whatsoever. It's like you're not going to be able to wake up one day and be a fantastic opera singer. That takes so much training and so much time and so much natural talent. There is a sense here that things that you thought, oh, I'm barred from this. I'll never be able to move forward this way. You start to see that, oh, yes, I can. I can move forward in my passion, in my brilliance, in my understanding. And it brings you to the Ten of Swords. You're looking at all the pain, all the suffering that you have been through over your lifetime. And you have the repeat of the number 10. So you're very much coming to the end of a cycle. And it lets you embrace your magic. You have the Magician right here. It's calling forward your magic. It's letting you see the God's head that lies within you, the power that is around you. And your bonus energy is the Strength card. Okay, this is Leo energy, time frame of July 23rd to August 22nd. The High Priestess. Ooh, your bonus cards are all major arcana cards. And the Devil. So there's strength, there's wisdom, and there's a breaking of negative patterns and an embrace of a grounding of your truth, an insight of what you desire, and a brilliance of an understanding of the way this world works. And so there is such power here for you to claim and to call your own. And I'm really excited for it. So let's talk a bit about this moon. So this is the full moon in Taurus. It says your dreams need a practical plan. And then the blue moon, believe in the impossible. So this is a time to believe in the impossible and to start really, because your passion is so high here and there's a strong cultivation of it from your heart, from your soul, from yourself, to move forward and believe that, the impossible is never impossible. It might be astoundingly hard. It might be a different way than we had ever expected. But believe in the impossible. Believe in the power of the cultivation of your spirit. During this full moon, this is a full moon this is the most solid and most sensual full moon. So this is really giving you roots. Now, if you have Taurus strong within your chart, here, Gemini, it's really going to be coming out. If you just need to be grounded, okay? Because Geminis, we're like that bird that flies in the sky. We need the tree. So here, this is the stabilizing, steadying, abundant time to look at things, to plant the seeds firmly in the ground, to know what it is that you desire, know what it is that you want, and start making practical plans, solid foundations for the dreams, the insights, the ideas that you have, because those will be cultivated when the next full moon comes, when the full moon in Gemini comes on the 30th of November. So this is lay that solid plan. there is no need to hurry. You're not really going to want to be rushed, but there is a change and building a solid foundation around the change that you want within your life. And it has to do with your happiness. You can sit there and look at everybody else and be like, oh, okay, everybody wants this, everybody wants that. But it's like, boil it down, Gemini. What do I want? Because one of your life lessons, and it's a really big life lesson, is not to give up who you are for what other people want you to be. Because that is the constant battle. That is the constant battle in love. And you're represented by the Lover's card. So that is the constant battle in life, in what we love, in what we desire, and what you're moving forward in here. And this moon calls us to take slow and steady action towards our truth, towards what we desire. And to have that change be of our own making. We're really going to be resisting during this time a change that other people thrust upon us. And it's like, dude, no, I'm not okay with that. I need to move forward in my time. And it can just be, a stepping back, having a much more quiet, and you have that quietness of the High Priestess coming in your bonus cards. And you have the publicness of the Magician coming forward. So you have the beautiful pairing here, but also that beautiful countering energy. This is the King and the Queen of spirituality coming forward. And you really do have that push and that pull during this time of needing to be seen, of embracing your power, of standing before the mantle of your creation, of your existence, and the quiet, and saying, you know what, you do not get to see my truth, my face, what I want. And that's a very powerful stance to take. And it's a very powerful energy that is around you. And as you embrace this, it surrenders you to the divine. Because during this blue moon, you are cultivating your patience and you're building your power. And you are learning to step back. Because a lot of times, Gemini, we want to just charge forward. We want to go after what we want. It's like, I know it, I feel it, it is a part of me, and that's just that. Here, a surrender to the divine is a surrender to a higher power, a surrender to things happen in divine timing, as much as we want them yesterday, because we're human beings and we always want things yesterday. It is time to embrace the divine timing of our souls and of ourselves. And that is going to be the power that we are uniting ourselves under. Because during this full moon, as we have, Shenwen, as we have Halloween come into play, there is a release of the energy that no longer serves us. So you're bringing your dreams into a powerful place. And this is represented here really by the moon. So Shenwen is really represented by the moon. So it's a release of what no longer serves. It's a facing of fears and difficult truths, things that we might not want to see about ourselves. It's really being, at times you can find yourself being brutally honest, and it really hits your heart, and it's like, whoa, wait a minute. I'm supposed to be on my side, right? I'm not supposed to tear me down. So do be careful, Gemini. Because once you go after truth, holy guacamole, you go after it with a vengeance. And so just kind of dial it back just a little bit as you're moving forward. And look at things in a way that can bring you understanding, that can bring you peace, that can bring you, greater abundance forward. This is a great time of connecting with your ancestors and ancestral power. This is also looking at any negativity that we carry over within our DNA line from our past lives, and really divorcing ourselves from it and saying, this is my life, this is my truth, these are the paths that I get to walk, and this is the place that I get to be. There's a strong and beautiful connection with your ancestors during this time. All right, so this ancestral truth is going to be very, very powerful for you. Okay, very grounding in this earthly plane and on the way that you want to move forward, in the passion that you have. You're embracing what you love, and they want you to embrace love. And this can bring up turbulent emotions during this time that you're questioning. And it's like, again, this comes from seeing the hard truths, of looking at things more openly, more honestly, more powerfully, more determinedly for yourself, and saying, okay, I see it. I see what I need, and I see what I no longer want within my life. And as you do so, you embrace the new moon in Scorpio, which happens on the 15th of November. And it says you work through fears. And this is a time where you, again, step back. You work through fears. You look at what you desire. It says a new start is coming, and beginnings move us forward. And I always see the new moon as so beautifully connected with the Roman god Janus in Roman mythology. And the Roman god Janus is where we get the word January from. His name is for January. was given to January. And so that is beginnings and endings. That is the portal forward to a new year, a new time, a new day. And every new moon, we have that portal. We have the darkness in the sky, the open door, saying, okay, it's time to walk through. It's time to walk through to what we want, to what we desire. And it's a facing of the fears that hold us back, that keep us small, that swallow our words. And as you do this, now the full moon in Gemini is going to be quite intense for you, Gemini, because, well, it's your full moon. And whenever you have the full moon in your sign, it really shines it bright. And so here it says, the answers you need are coming. It's like you're starting to put together the riddles of the puzzle. But during this time, it is a full moon eclipse, which says conclusions are within reach. It amplifies the energy around this time. It amplifies the power, the dedication, the insights, the understanding to move us forward. So the full moon eclipse moves us towards, and the Gemini full moon moves us towards answers. And it does come from uncomfortable truth. It does come from this dedication, this determination, this duality of spirit, the twin aspect of a Gemini's nature that says, I can see this and I can see that. I can see two sides of the coin. It can make it hard to make decisions. It can make it hard to really be, steadfast in what you believe, in what you want, and what you desire, and where you're headed. But there's also a brilliance to that. And it is a brilliance that you're not going to need to yell over. You're not going to need to be so much like this world is, where as long as I speak louder and louder and louder, as long as I'm more outraged and outraged and outraged, I'll get what I want. It's like, no. Here, for you, Gemini, it's like the peace and the calm of contemplation, understanding, questioning, and defining and redefining is such a powerful springboard forward. And for one day during this year, during this month on Halloween, you have the crow and the dove spirit as your spirit animals. Now, with Shemin, this is a fantastic time to connect with, this is a fantastic time to connect with spirits energy, to connect with your ancestral energy, to call in that power forward. Let's say, because for a lot of you Geminis, you've been very reminiscent. One could even call it, so far as to say melancholy, with the way things once were, with the people who have passed, that were such a beautiful, intricate, and powerful part of your life, that shouldered burdens. Oh, I'm getting emotional here. That shouldered burdens that you yourself right now wish were kind of lifted off your shoulders just a bit. And so here with the crow spirit, you have, it says here, co-create with spirit. And the dove spirit says, be peace. And the crow spirit says, change is coming. The crow, when we see the crow, we think of darkness, we think of death, right? Crows are a harbinger of death because when we see them, we instinctually remember our ancestral knowledge of when crows came and flooded the battlefields, when they when they picked apart the dead that we let lay there. And the dove, that's peace. So you have these two contrasting images. You have the dove of peace, you have, a dove's heart, that type of imagery that comes with the dove. And then you have a murder of crows, which is a flock of crows. So they're very contrasting, but they're very beautiful during this time. They're bringing forward change. The dark and the night. The dark and the light. So the dark of the night is what Spirit is showing me here. And that's what the full moon is, isn't it? So here you have change and you have sacred law. You have a trusting, that really did choke me up when Spirit was saying there is this connection that you want this burden kind of taken off your shoulders from the people who have passed. And that was just so profoundly beautiful to me. And this is trusting in your personal integrity and intuition. This is speaking your truth. This is personal transformation. And it brings forward messages. And as you embrace this, you embrace the dove. And the dove brings messages of change and of peace, especially to the brokenhearted. And who, during this time in our world, isn't a bit brokenhearted or tremendously brokenhearted? It is gentle compassion. It is a release from pain, and the release especially from the pain that has held us back, that has kept us small and kept us in fear. And as you look at this information, as you might find it, contrasting or aggravating to have the dark and the light come together, or the black and the white come together. You would want, one to be the page and one to be the ink, and things to be really, really clear and not to meld together to make gray. That can be overwhelming for our minds to understand. But here, then in November, you have the spirit animals of the snake and the eel. And the snake spirit says, it's time to heal, which is what this time is all about. It's a time to build our power. It's a time to step back. It's a time to heal. It's a time to face fears and look at things more openly, more honestly, to have this solid foundation and this sensual heart to move us forward. And it is a time to heal. And as you embrace that healing power, as you embrace the truth of your soul, the passion of yourself, the snake spirit really comes forward. And this is healing opportunity. This is change. Even though we don't want change to come in, we're kind of really, really comfortable with our routines and, putting on the nice, soft, comfy slippers and, drinking a cup of tea and having those routines that warm us. That's what we want during this time. And what we're seeing here is a time of changing and growing of our hearts. It's a shedding of a skin, which makes us feel very vulnerable, because when a snake sheds its skin, I believe a snake goes blind, and I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that. But a snake, I believe, goes blind when it's shedding its skin, but it's also astoundingly vulnerable. And so we have that vulnerability of creating that new skin, and then we'll have the beauty of having that new skin. So that's where the energy comes from, needing to kind of step back and be alone and be connected with the heart, the soul, the self. And as you do so, you heal and you are empowered. But there's also the sense of duality of the imagery of the snake. Because here, this is an important transformation and an increase of your personal energy. Once this transformation has really been undergone. And this brings us to, I believe it's pronounced the Asclepian, the staff of the healer. The staff with the two snakes intertwined that we still, or the two snakes that we still have today. And we have that imagery of the serpent. And then we have the imagery of the tempting serpent that brought the fall. So here we have this dual imagery that is going to be around us. It's kind of like, if I move forward this way, will it heal me or will it break me? Will it empower me or will it absolutely devastate me? And there has to be a trust in the healing process and an openness and an honestness with ourselves. Because the electric eel here says, bring your ideas to life. It's giving you that power. It's giving you that spark forward, that push forward. And the eel is emotions, it's strength, and it's foresight to the future. So as you are embracing this, what you need to keep at your heart during this whole entire, lunar cycle is the 10 of Cups. I would actually recommend, putting it on your nightstand, taping it to or putting it on a mirror or something like that, or just a little frame of it where you can see, or making it your background on your phone. The 10 of Cups is love, it's healing, and it's a happily ever after. And this is what you're working towards. And this is really what your ancestors are guiding you towards. It's like, I love you so much. I wanted the road to be easier for you than it was for me. And there's really a distinct person here, and they're coming through very much as feminine energy. Now, you can have a masculine energy. You could, for some of you, it is going to be because it's at your heart. But for a lot of you, they're very strong women that are coming forward. Very, very strong. It's kind of like, I've lived through. I gritted my teeth and I kept on going. And that's what you're being told here. It's kind of like, grit your teeth, keep on going. Keep on keeping your goal, what you love, as the center point of what you desire and what you want within your life, to bless you, to move you, to guide you towards something more. And so the 10 of Cups comes, and the 10 of Cups has you sitting there and saying, what is it that I desire for my life? What is it that I want? What is it that I need? What is it that I'm calling forward? And this is really taking it really seriously, because your inner self is saying here, what will be my happily ever after? What is it that I want my tale to have? This beauty that I want within my life. It doesn't have to be, that big princess setting or that big prince setting or however you identify. It has to be your truth moving you forward. So it can be something very small. It can be something that people go, well, that's obvious. It's like, no, it's not obvious. If you look at the world of lack and you look at the world of absolute, like, gluttony. There's a lot in between. Embrace what is true for your heart. Move forward in that truth, because there is a fire, there is a passion, there is a brilliance that is calling you forward, that is calling you to what you desire, what you want, and what you need. It is giving you the energy of the Queen of Wands, which is, roll up your sleeves. The queens are more behind the scenes. Get the work done. Embrace your passion. Embrace what you desire. Keep on moving forward. It's also amplifying the Aries energy here, where it's claim your throne, know your truth. Yes, you have fallen. Yes, you have failed. You will fall and fail again. Everybody does. We're human beings. That's what we do. We strive towards the highest form of our perfection. We strive towards that beauty, that wish, that desire, that hope, that dream. And sometimes we get there. And sometimes we get something kind of approximating what we really desired. And it's like, wow, I never knew that I could get there through this. I never knew that this door could open. And you're going to see that as you embrace your passion, as you embrace what you want, as you are a student of your heart. It's like, I never thought this door could open. I never thought I could walk forward this way. And you're seeing balance come in to you. You're on this crickety old bridge, right? And isn't that life? There's a precariousness to all of our existence. And there's a lot that we're looking at. There's a lot that we're balancing. And sometimes it feels like what we are juggling is too much. It is too much. How do I move forward? How do I get to where it is that I want to be? What is it that I desire? What is it that I want? So you're juggling all of this. You're juggling your prosperity. You're juggling your love. You're juggling your heart. You're juggling your practicality. You're juggling what everybody wants from you and what you, gosh darn it, want from yourself. And you're forgetting about you internally. Taking care of, embracing, embracing your heart, your soul, yourself. You're forgetting about you because you're on this rickety bridge. And it's like the foundation is not firm. Get to firm ground. That's the first thing. And if some things fall along the way, that's okay. They'll come back, believe me. Believe me, responsibilities always do. People's demands always come back. Have this balance of self. Have this balance of brilliance. And remember that you matter as you're moving forward. It brings you to the Page of Wands. It brings you to being a student of your passion, of your prosperity, of what it is that you desire, to looking at things differently. There's going to be a part of you that's kind of set in your ways, as queens are. Queens and kings, they're set in their ways. The pages, the knights, they have a bit more malleability to them. So here, with the Page of Wands, you have the student idea coming forward. You have this looking at things in a new way, in a new light, in a new understanding. What is it that you desire? Where is it that you want to be? What is your passion? What is your hope? What is your dream? And you're looking at things not as, okay, well, it has to be done like this. It's like, well, why? You know how little kids go through that stage where they always say why, and you're like, okay, thank you. It's kind of like that. It's like, why? A part of you is really going to be striving towards that question of why. And you have the answer here, but you're going to find that the question outweighs sometimes the answers that you have accumulated. And it's like, well, why? Why does it have to be like that? Why do I have to move forward that way? And that's where you're looking at your dreams. And you have this terrible abundance, and it's a terrible abundance in a really good way. I know terrible is probably not the right word to be using. You have this abundance to your dreams, like this question, this determination, this grounding to the answers that you are going to be getting. But it's like, plant your seeds, put your feet in the soil, look at what it is that you want, and move yourself forward towards more. And as you do so, you're going to be claiming your throne. You're going to be looking at things, and that's really cool because you're crowned with the repeat of the number 4, which is telling you to take care of yourself, which is telling you to embrace your soul. And it's telling you here that there is power to you. The emperor is the eternal father. So there is sacred masculine and sacred feminine energy coming forward to you during this time. And that's why I pause when you have such a strong connection to your ancestors. So it can very well be, and yeah, there are masculine ancestors that are stepping forward and saying, well, they will be hearing me. And I really do feel that you will be hearing them. You will be kind of walking along, and then all of a sudden their face flashes in your mind. All of a sudden you smell something that makes you think of them, or that pulls you out of your thoughts. If you're kind of moving in the moment, pulls you out of your thoughts. And it's going to be a smell that you think, oh, wow, that's beautiful. Or, oh, well, that really reminds me of this or of that. And that's the power that's guiding you forward during this time. It's also a sense of claiming your throne. You're being told here. And there's this beautifully strong connection. Again, now it's with the masculine energy, the feminine energy, but it's with a sense of the crown is never easy to wear, and the throne is never guaranteed. We are always changing. We are always evolving, and your heart is going to be along for this ride, Gemini. And it's going to be a ride that you're kind of like, you know what, I'm really rather good right now, thank you, but maybe I stay where I am. And this is a time where you're really going to be, kind of guided by what's comfortable, but you're going to be taken out of that comfort. And there is the saying of, how do you want to move forward? Where is it that you want to be? How is it that you want to be? And claiming that strength, claiming that power as you do so, right? As you claim this throne, where it comes between your connection, and this throne is made with your connection with divinity, your connection with the sacred truth of you. You have fallen, you have failed, as all humans do, but you have risen, and you will keep on rising. You will learn from your mistakes, and you will keep on being that malleable, beautiful being that you are. That sense of taking in the knowledge, taking in the understanding, and letting it become a part of you. And as you do so, you are anointed here with blessings from the heart, with wisdom, with joy, with a questioning of the heart too. What does my heart want? What does my heart need? And where is it that I want to be? What is it that I desire? What's the beautiful plan for me as I move forward and as I embrace my grace? And that's going to be something that really does start to open doors. You're also going to find that you feel very student-y during the November 15th, new moon. On the 15th of November, there are things that you will be learning, or around that time, knowledge that will be coming in that really does affect the heart, really does embrace the soul. And as you have this knowledge coming in, and as you're claiming this passion, you're claiming this fire that is you, you have the Ace of Wands here. This is God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, handing you a gift of passion, of creativity, of fire, of determination. You have this will here, okay, this Aries will, okay, that is fiery, passionate, determined. It is the will of a warrior. And you already innately have a will of a warrior, though people would sit there and maybe question that idea. But you are represented by the swords in the minor arcana. The king and the queen of swords are the king and the queen of battle. They're the king and the queen of, they're the warrior king and queen. And so here, to have the warrior crowning you within your heart, it's like, this is what I'm fighting for. The ability to learn, the ability to develop, the ability to sit there and say, I'm not the same person I was, 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago, go on and on. You're not the same person you were 5 minutes ago. There is always a constant changing within the psyche, within the development of our minds, our souls, and ourselves. And this is where the passion is coming in. And it's like your heart is really inflamed with this passion, with this brilliance, with this beauty that needs to come out, that needs to move you forward, that needs to embrace the fire within. And you are most definitely doing so in the public arena. It makes you feel like, I know where I stand, but also it makes you feel like I need to learn better what it is that I want, where it is that I stand, what it is that I stand for within my life, within myself. Quiet the world and say, what about me? What is it that I need, that I want, that I desire? Because the moon here is, you're really connecting with it. This is really something that you're not expecting. You're not expecting to be hit so heavily, so powerfully by what this moon has to offer. You're not expecting to look at your fears, looking at what makes you uncomfortable, what takes you out of your comfort zone, what truths that you would rather leave buried and say, okay, I see it. I see it. I see what I want. I see what I need. I see where I need to be. And I'm not going to be held back by the fear, by the negativity, by the anger, by the upset, by the upheaval, by the overwhelming nature that life is. I'm moving forward in the silvery light of the moon. I'm moving forward in the grace of the glow and in a passion of my truth and where I want to be. And I'm doing so with grace and with elegance and eloquence. But there is fear that's going to try and hold you back. That's going to try and be amplified, especially during the full moon of Taurus, on the 31st. It's like, especially during the Shaman full moon, you're going to think, oh man, things get heavy, things get real. There are questions that are coming up that you thought, I thought I didn't have to question this anymore. I thought that I knew. And you're going to find that there is so much more coming forward about your heart, about your passion, about what you desire, about where you want to be. And it really does lead you, even though there's internally this bit of chaos that comes. And this is, again, a time where you don't want chaos at all. You want those nice, fuzzy, warm slippers, a nice, cozy blanket around you, bathrobe, and just to be cozy and quiet within your life, within your home, within yourself. And that is going to be an energy that is around you here with the Four of Wands, because that becomes really your focus. How do I make my world beautiful? How do I embrace the beauty of my soul, of my passion, of my desire? How do I have the home of my soul be a lovely, beautiful place? And I'm just seeing here the arches of roses, which always make me think of the Virgin Mary, who I have a just absolute affinity towards. And there's a sense here of embracing that grace, of embracing all deities, of compassion, of healing, of love, of understanding. And it's like, this is the archway that I'm walking through. An archway of love, an archway of passion, an archway of brilliance, an archway of a honing of my skills and my heart and my soul and myself, and an embrace of something so much more than I had imagined. This is a beauty that cannot be reversed. This is a way of moving forward in your life that it's like, it's time. It's time to have this beauty come in. And it can come in very small. It can come in very, very small. Or it can come in very large. But just think of it this way. If you put a little drop of blue dye, let's say, in water, just one drop, and you have a vase of water, it might tint the water a little bit, but it's not going to change the water blue. It's not. Okay, especially, I'm talking about a big vase here, not a little tiny vase. So it's not going to change the water, but it is going to be a part of that water. And it has changed that water, even though you might not be able to perceive it. That's what this energy is for you here. It's a power, a passion, a brilliance, a change, a fire forward. That's like, yes, this is the doorway that I need to walk through. This is the archway of my soul and of myself. And it moves you here to the world opening to you. To the world opening to you in a powerful, brilliant way. Again, doors that you thought were shut. Things that you thought, oh, well, this can happen to other people, but I don't get to have the beauty. I don't get to have the brilliance. I don't get to have the happiness in my life. It's like, yes, you do. Yes, you do. Doors that seemed locked, barred, guarded by dragons, start to open. You start to see through. You might find the dragon sleeping. You might also find that you're slaying, that dragon, that sense of a hoarding away of your brilliance, of your gold, of your beauty, of your truth. And it's like, okay, I can see that. I can see me moving forward. I'm not afraid anymore. Because a lot of what has been holding us back as human beings, and a lot of what holds us back as human beings, is fear. Because let's say one time you tried and you failed and it hurt. It absolutely hurt. It either hurt physically or it was bruising to the ego. And it's like, man, I don't want to do this again until I'm absolutely sure, absolutely certain that I can walk forward and be a success. There are no certainties in life. Absolutely none. So here, it's a seeing that the world opens. And it's not being afraid to walk into the world. To become a part of the world more powerfully, more profoundly, and more brilliantly than you have imagined. Yeah, and there's the roses here too. The light pink roses of gratitude and of love, of sweetness and of grace. And it moves you. It moves you to the Ten of Swords. Because that's what happens when the world opens, when we start to say, well, I could move forward this way, and why the heck not, And then we have the Ten of Swords. And the Ten of Swords is the heartbreaks, the pains, the disappointments, the angers, the upsets, the upheavals that have brought us asunder, that have brought us to our knees and now on the ground, just with all of this stabbing us in our backs. It's like all of this betrayal. But here's the thing. The Ten of Swords for me is every year we have a disappointment. Even if it's the best year of our lives, there is something that happened that was disappointing, that we could pull out, that we could remember. And with the 10 of Swords, it's that stab in the back. Each year for a decade. And it is realizing, it is mourning, that we are not the people that we once were. We're not the person we once were at all. And we can see that change. And sometimes that change is for the better. But we might have really liked the person we once were. You know, a little bit more carefree, less cynical, you know, not angry, wide-eyed, innocent, you know, a bit naive. But it worked for us because we didn't know that there was such pain in the world. Or we knew it, but it was abstract, you know? And it's when we experience it. It's when we live it. It's when we're brought to our knees by it. And we can rise again, but still keep our compassion, still keep our love, still keep our grace, still keep our truth. That's what's powerful. And that's what you're doing. This is the darkness before the dawn. This is the doubts and the fears before you embrace your magic. When you sit there and you look at things and you say, oh, I can't. And then the magician, is claiming your throne. You know, it's claiming, well, it's not your throne here, it's your altar. It's claiming the altar of creation, as above, so below. As you believe it, so it becomes. And it's the quiet thoughts that come in. It's the understanding of the passion that is around you and the elemental truth, the connection with spirit and the connection with the personage, with yourself, with your actions, with your brilliance, with what you desire. And so you have this power couple, because it is a power couple, of divinity coming forward, of the spirit world coming forward. So this is a time where you're locked and loaded spiritually, where you are connecting like nobody's business. And you can use that energy to guide you. That sense of standing before the altar of your existence, knowing the crown that you wear and claiming that crown. Both have crowns upon their heads. And when I say knowing that crown and claiming that crown, it's looking at what crowns you, at the truth that moves you forward, that has you embrace what you desire, what you want. And as you're looking at this, you know, visualize a crown before you, a beautiful velvet box, opening that velvet box and there being a crown for you to wear. That is your grace, that is your brilliance, that is amplifying your spiritual understanding. What does it look like? Can you wear it? Is there a part of you that says, oh no, not yet? I can't possibly. It's embracing your passion, it's knowing your truth, and it's standing in the glory, both publicly and very quietly and personally. It's having divinity talk to you in riddles and in rhymes, but in truth nonetheless. In imagery and in, a conception of ideas. The magician, also when I see magic, I don't see it as, it can be conjuring magic if that's what you believe in, but I see it as the God's head within. I see it as a connection to that truth, that God's head that was hidden within us, and said, you will not be able to find it, because as human beings, you will look everywhere else, but inside you for greatness. And the greatness lies within. And that's where the strength comes in. I mean, you have your bonus cards here, which is one power card after another, after another. Strength comes into play. Leo energy, okay? This is strength through determination. We all know those Leos who have figured it out, that, strength is through kindness, compassion, and this kind of iron will. And we also know those Leos who are, I'm just going to push forward and get what I want, and, damn the consequences type of deal. We all know those Leos, we all know those people, okay? In general, it's not just Leos, okay? But, of course, this card represents Leo energy. So here, you're looking at your strength. You're looking at your power. You're looking at your conviction. And we know the times where we have just plowed forward recklessly. And it's like, okay, learn from that. There are times where we've made mistakes, and some of them are big. And some of them we look back and we just cringe. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. But if you do not learn, then you will do it again. And so being able to be embarrassed by that choice is actually a really good thing, because it's like, wow, I've grown so much that I'm not that person, and I will not be that person again. And it's strength through compassion, through determination of soul and of will and of desire, and it's a moving forward, and it's being blessed. It's being, blessed here by the High Priestess. It is brilliance coming in. It is passion guiding you. It is looking at things more openly and more honestly for yourself. It is sitting in quiet. It is having divinity talk with you always. And it's answering. It's talking back. It's saying, okay, how do I move forward? Where is it that I want to be? What is it that I desire? What does my heart want? And what do I want from my heart? I always think of the Oracle of Delphi with the High Priestess. It's like there's beauty here. It's hidden behind shadows, and it can be hidden away within us, deep in the cave of our own souls, our own minds, our own selves. And then we have the devil coming forward. This is a Capricorn energy, time frame December 22nd to January 19th. This is, the devil's in the details type of thing. This is also our addictions. What holds us back? What are we addicted to? It doesn't have to be drugs and alcohol and, gambling or sex and food and shopping. It's like, what are we addicted to that holds us back? Self-doubt. Doubting ourselves when we're talking with others, questioning our words, not standing tall, not standing proud within our existence, swallowing our words, not wanting to make waves, people pleasing. What is it that is keeping us from our truths? Is it that we don't fit in with the rest of the world? It's kind of like we feel a bit like an outsider at times. Sitting there, it's like, why am I different? Why is different bad? It's saying, okay, I might not walk the same path as it seems everybody else in the world, but that's not true. That's not true. We're never so terribly unique that we are completely alone. And so here with the devil, we call ourselves out. We do. And then we ground ourselves on this earthly plane with power, with determination, with passion, and with a calling of, this is me. This is what I want. This is what I desire from my life. And so let's see here. Let's see what the moon has to say during this time. Oh, goodness. How will Gemini be affected by the October 31st, 2020 full moon? How will Gemini be affected by the October 31st, 2020 full moon? How will Gemini be affected by the October 31st, 2020 full moon? Ooh. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. How will Gemini be affected by the October 31st, 2020 full moon? How will Gemini be affected by the October 31st, 2020 full moon? How will Gemini be affected by the October 31st, 2020 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. All right. So we have boundaries, void, and hunger. Ooh, that's intense. Assessing. Have faith in your dreams. Expect powerful change. I like that. Show the world the real you. Nothing is yet set in stone. Your hard work pays off. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, so what we have here is we have boundaries are needed. Boundaries are needed within our world. We sit there and we think, oh, I don't need these boundaries, or, oh, I can always let people, push my boundaries. It's like, no, these are my boundaries. This is my truth. This is me. And we start to see beauty growing within our boundaries. All right. So you have that as you're going for your happily ever after, as you're going after your dreams, and as you're embracing the passion, the fire, the determination of your queenly self, okay, or of the Queen of Fire, okay, of this fire that is to cultivate, to build, and to create. And it leads you to looking at the void, to looking at kind of the nothing that is our world and the everything that is our world, and embracing it and finding our balance within it, not being scared by it, but, seeing it. And it's like, oh, okay, I get it. I see it. I understand. Maybe not a lot, but a little bit, always helps, always guides. And that leads us to our hunger to move forward in the passion, in the power, in the brilliance of this moon, okay, of what we desire, of what we're learning, of what we want. And as we do so, we're assessing. We're looking at things differently. We're claiming our thrones. We're being anointed. We're asking questions. We're assessing the situation and how best to move forward. It brings us to having faith in our dreams. Have faith in your dreams as your passion, your dreams are handed to you by divinity. Not, okay, this is what you have always dreamt of. Here's, a really cool car. This is the dream of your soul. This is the dream of yourself. This is the creative way for which you are moving forward in, and the creative power that you are embracing. And here, have faith, because that dream is coming to a head. There is a way that you are going to be moving forward that is quite beautiful and astounding. So expect change. This moon, especially with it being a blue moon, and the impossible being possible, and it being a full moon of Taurus on Shemwin, which is just this determination, this sensual beauty that connects you with spirit, with divinity, with your angels, with your ancestors, that moves you forward with so much more knowledge than you would have had normally. It's like, this is a time to embrace. This is a time to cultivate and to expect powerful change that moves you forward, because you won't be looking at things the same way after this. Show the world. Okay, there we go. Show the world the real you as you move towards your dreams, as the world opens up to you, as there starts to be reason to celebrate. It's like, as you're sitting there and saying, this is my life and this is what I want, and this is what I want to celebrate within my existence. As you embrace that, okay, you show the world the real you, because you're not afraid. You're not afraid of letting the real you step forward and shine. And as you do so, okay, through the changes that you have been through, the heartbreaks, the pains, the disappointments of the Ten of Swords, nothing is yet set in stone. So that means the good and the bad, nothing is set in stone. There is always choice, and there is always free will. And that is freeing, and it is also terrifying. But it's true. And it brings you to, as you embrace your magic, as you embrace your brilliance, that your hard work pays off. And it hasn't been for nothing. Your subconscious tarot message is judgment. Is your angels being with you. This is the resurrection, out of the box. This is like, I don't fit in the box. I don't want to be in the box. This is you rising up. This is your angels, your spirit guides, guiding you, gracing you, empowering you, moving you forward. And as they do so, your subconscious Luna message is acceptance. Acceptance of who you are, acceptance of where you're going, of what you want, of what you dream of what you hope for, of others around you. It is acceptance. And that acceptance of the duality of our souls, of the complexity of ourselves, says the energy is gaining momentum. The energy of change, the energy of power, the energy of creation is gaining momentum. All right, Gemini. I hope this reading has resonated with you. Oh, goodness. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negativity, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace our truth and our power, as we step into the dreams that we are creating within this life, and having the courage to create these dreams, not keep them on the shelf in our subconscious or, conscious minds and say it's too precious, but to say it's time to start living it. It's time to start daring it. It's time to start being so much more than what this world expects. It's what your ancestors want. It's what divinity wants from you. And you are really being empowered by that energy. All right, Gemini. Take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Gemini.